All right, I'm a few minutes early. I'll let everybody kind of get in. Let me pull up the chat. I think I got everything muted. I added some more ink to my journal on some of the blank pages. Start with that. So I took the ink tints and bars and rubbed and used a brush to kind of smooth out and dry. So I added to some of the pink and orangey coral colors at the end of this section and some purples. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Joycey. So that finished that, and then it goes into the yellows. So then it goes into the yellow. So those are all inked. And then at the end of the yellows, I did some kind of rose brown, a few more yellows, orange, a blue. It goes into the blues. And I did this blue, and then I found an area that needed to be repaired. This section was coming out at the top, so I had to add some sewing tissue in to kind of reinforce that from coming out. It's kind of I'm guessing it was the center of the book somewhere in here. And it was this little whole section was trying to come out through up to this page. And then I just left some empty, and then I did some greens. Which I hadn't done any greens back here. I went more towards the back of the book. And most of this is, some of this is Distress Oxide. Some of it is ink tints. And then I started doing some grays because I decided I wanted to do some neutrals in the back of the book. And most of this is using the ink tints. So really all I kind of did was, I'll come up here and do one. My ink tints are in a container like this. So I'll just take a blue. We'll take Lagoon. And I just took and rubbed color. And then we'll take Iris Blue. And then I just took water. And I got it a little wet. And this still has some grays in this brush. And I kind of smoothed it out with the brush so that there's less marks on it. because I'm just trying to get a background color. And then I took the damp pages and smushed them together. So I could get more interesting marks. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Christy. Hi, Candy. But that's how I added the ink tints to those pages. I have some more oxides coming. Yeah, Candy, that's what part of what I was doing. The backgrounds was to make digital for my shop. But yeah, definitely you could just give it to someone and they could finish it out with focal points or go back through and use it for their next month's daily journal. You know what I mean? And, you know, add to it. All right, so I have pulled a bunch of papers. So the next thing I kind of wanted to do was add some more collage bits. Some of the papers I pulled were greens and grays because I was focused on the parts that I hadn't done. So I'm just going to kind of skip to this green, and I'm just pulled old scrapbook paper. And I'm just going to add pieces here and there. And I'm not really too worried about where they go. I tend to stay here, here, or here in these, thinking of like a triangle where it can kind of flow. And to save some time today, I'm going to start by gluing them down with some of the art glitter glue and then hit them with the gel medium later if I need to. It's definitely faster. Hi, Dot. All right, and then I'm going to stick deli paper as I turn the page. All right. This could get completely covered up. I'm not really thinking about it a whole lot right now. just adding some pieces. I did find a piece of this, and I think it actually matches this. So I'm going to leave that back here to potentially add some more. It's kind of from the same jelly printing session probably, because I might want to add some more of that and then add some white paint. I want to use this green. Let's put it here. And I kind of like this plaid, maybe with this. And these little pink strips. So I think this one I'll stagger a little bit. And let's, hi, Colleen. I was telling him, Colleen, that I did a bunch of ink tints to the pages to kind of help cover some more. And I finally got over to the greens. I still have thought about doing some, I left some pages empty because I still have thought about doing some magicals too. Okay, let's come back to this one. But I have more oxides coming. I can't remember what colors I ordered. So I kind of want it to wait, and I have some more stencils coming from Stencil Girl. I ordered another 6 of the 6x6, and I ordered 2 that are 9x12. Because I'm trying to mix it up to keep it different. Yeah, and then I can add like tone on tone and decide what. Right now I'm not committing to any. I don't feel like committing right now. So this is just kind of prep. And then I'll come back through and do stencil work. And that'll give me time to think how I want to finish some of these other pages, where I don't feel like I'm using the same stencils over and over. And I just pulled a bunch of different scraps. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, I can't. I got the one I'm excited about seeing is I got a 9x12 that is ATCs. It's 9 different ATC size, but it's all maps. Yeah, I love the map stencils. So I tried to order ones that I thought could be more organic. I looked at iStencil and there were a couple of them I considered, but I just didn't find as many that I was drawn to. So I ended up going back to Stencil Girl and placing my order there. And they still had the buy 6 of the same size and get a discount, but they have to be the same size. That's the only rub on that. But if they're the 6x6 or the 4x4, they're less expensive. Do they always have that deal? I thought it was just for her birthday month. I didn't remember always that deal, but I haven't shopped over there a whole lot. Other than getting my stencil girl, my monthly stencils. Oh, I found something else to show y'all. I'll show you. Let me glue this down and I'll show you. That stuff I was looking for the other day, I actually found. Remember, I was talking about in the last stream that when I was a kid, all I really had access to was my dad's an artist. And so he had an art studio and I could use the drafting table and the pencils but I couldn't use paper and I couldn't use paints. So I would go down in the basement and use his studio area to draw, use his books. And I would get paint by numbers and paint my own paint by numbers. But mainly in junior high, I was mostly drawing because that's what I had access to. So I finally found the only things I have from that time. Well, somewhere there's a painting, but this was from Women's Wear Daily. This is the original, and this is mine. They're laminated, so they're hard to see. So I did that in 7th or 8th grade. I remember doing that. And then this was an ad from an Etsy Lauder makeup ad, probably 72, 73. And she had this copper headband, and I wanted to get that texture of that. So I know, and it's pretty good, except for the hand's a little out of proportion, I think. Her face is, and I used a grid system on this. I don't remember if I used a grid on this or not, but I found those. Hi, Kathy. But that's back when I had like patience, and I don't have patience. My dad did oils and then acrylics, mainly. And he, when we lived in Corpus, he studied with a guy named Guy Murrow, Murrow, and did more shows. And so he did art shows when I was a kid, off and on. My step grandmother also painted and did art shows. So we had a lot of access. My mom, my real mom, was a seamstress and did a lot of crafts. So I guess that's where my some of my interest in like sewing and quilting and stuff came from. She would make dance costumes and Barbie doll clothes and sell them to have her Christmas money to buy gifts. But I just lack the patience. All right, this is the last green for right now. We did find out today that we are online school in Texas until September 28th now. That was the last tidbit we got. Okay, that definitely will need more glue added later in areas. I'm going to come back in with the gel medium. Okay, so that's it for the greens. Let's go to some of the grays. I'm going to pull some of the gray stuff to the surface. That I had to use. I'm going to do some browns. I just pulled a bunch of paper and some neutrals. Get that more on the top. I think I'm going to use this on a pink page back here. Because I like the idea of there being that really kind of like this. Because I'm thinking about between these gaps that I could do some numbers in black. We start August the 17th. And we're in one of the states that is, you know, in the explosion stage, sort of. Still. So I was relieved. As a middle school teacher, you know, they can, for the most part, should be able to handle it. And it's going to be way more structured requirements than it was in the spring that they have to attend and get things. There'll be more concrete deadlines and that kind of stuff. I think I'll put this right here too. I am using up, I have a whole bunch of scraps, but I am using up scraps. Which makes me happy. That is good. That's, you know, doing it right. Tanya, that's, you know, that comes down to it being done and people following guidelines, in my opinion. All right. Go back to the grays. Some of these are more blue gray. Some of them are more, have a more brownish tint. Hi, Dee Dee. Yeah, lots of things didn't happen that we had in the United States, Dee Dee, that other countries didn't have or didn't have as much. Protest, people in bars. This one's kind of fun, but it might be more fun on a teal. No, we'll do it on here. Yeah, and like they showed here, people just packed in the bars, like at Memorial Day. And on the street, you know, just, we haven't gone anywhere hardly. We've been to one restaurant. It was very empty. And we did that one time with a friend. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. And not everyone was wearing masks. I saw the Varsity on the news the other day and thought of you, Dee Dee. They were in Atlanta, probably doing some story about restaurants or something, but they showed the Varsity in Atlanta. And I was like, oh, there's Dee Dee's restaurant. Bob was like, okay. Yeah, I have them in my purse, and Bob keeps his in the truck. Our trips have been mostly to the like I've gone in the post office. But it's real small towns, so there's not a lot of people there. How did I do that? No, I did it. I did it the way I said. We've had our groceries delivered recently when the numbers started rising so high again. And we've run into a store to do something here or there, drive through, pick up, but not really a lot. Yeah, we keep hand sanitizer in the truck. Okay, I need to decide if I want something up. I don't think I do. But that way I can take and bring the red across and have it move. I'll show you kind of what I mean. So kind of move, like I moved from this paper across to that paper just to kind of connect them. This one I didn't connect as much. I started connecting this one with white. This one's connected sort of with some beige. It depends. Some of them I've got, the paper's way far more buried. So it'll just kind of depend as the mood strikes me how I'm doing it. Trying to vary it up. Make it. All right. Well, I don't think schools were prepared to go back. Partially because they didn't do much when we were off to get prepared. What I did, Didi, was, I'll show you. I started with either sprays, just some solid color, and then I added the paper like I'm doing today. And then the next thing I did was I would come in and add some different stencils. So like this is the second set like of stencils. And then I just kept building. Like this was yellow, then paper, then the brown, then the turquoise, and I'm probably going to come back and finish it with cream. So some of these just need the finishing layers. And I'm going to leave them as backgrounds. But like this one, I feel like it's done. Yeah, I like the map stencils I bought. It's called, they're Stencil Girl. They're called Sidewalks of Puerto Rico. And there are 3 of them. And she either has the mask or the stencil in the 6x6 size. And I've got the number 2 mask. And I have the number 1 mask coming. Yeah, I like the map look too. Just trying to do something different than I did in the other 2 comp books. Trying to channel my inner Mary Beth Shaw and try to get more abstract. Bye, Hello. Tanya, you should also go to Facebook and look at Stencil Girl products. And Mary Beth Shaw has done a lot of videos that are on Facebook that are still there. Okay, that gets all those rays. Let me tear that one back a little bit. I don't know if I like that blue there. Definitely like this in here. I'm not finding anything in today's stash, so I'm just going to stick these here until I dig through the papers again. Yep, just left. I have a big bin of leftovers that I've been digging in. And I've been mostly sticking to scrapbook papers because I'm using my stencils for the paint. And so I didn't want to really use my jelly prints. So I thought this would be a good project to use up those scraps that are just sitting over there in a big bin, taking up room. Yeah, to use it up. That was the whole. And just kind of go with it. And not too much thinking, just sort of find stuff I like together. Have all this paper and I hardly ever use it anymore. Maybe this would be better on a green page. This kind of matches, so I guess I'll just leave it here. Actually, I think I'm gonna not put that there. I like that. I don't want to cover that up. No, you don't know. And if you let us know that you're streaming, we'll be glad to come and support your channel. Yeah. The 1,000 and the watch time on YouTube is for the to monetize, and they may have even changed that. I don't know, they keep moving those bars. And then on if you use StreamYard, your channel has to be a certain size before you can use your phone to stream live, I think. But they may have even changed that. I think we're down to the pinks again and the yellows. Oh, there's one more blue. It's turquoise for later. take the pink off there. I think I'll just leave that to 2. Yeah, it picks up that, and then when I get the paint, that coral will pop on the blue. Is my thought. And I think I'll stick this back here to go in with another green or blue one later. I know that I want these to go for green or blue later. And then I'll just stick those back there. I should probably tuck them down in to be a little safer. I don't know. I get notifications when people stream live on Facebook. I don't know if I want this. My first instinct was this should go on a neutral page. But I don't know. I'm indecisive, so I'm going to keep that to the side. I'm about to the end of the papers that I pulled today. That's some neutral ledger. I'll put this, I know I'm just going to put in here. Yeah, I've glued a lot. I almost have the whole journal inked. I've been trying to do it in stages. So I go in and ink a bunch of pages and let them dry. And then I come back in and glue papers on those. And then the next go round, I come back and start adding some stenciled paint. And I just pull a bunch of papers for the areas that I'm leaning towards. So it's not too many choices of paper. You can also, like, finding papers in the same pad can help you match patterns. To start with, but get a variety, you know, because if you get a paper pad that you like, those papers all coordinate. So that's probably all I'm going to glue today, because now I've kind of gone through this stash and used what interests me to date right now. And I'll just stick all of this back in the slush pile. And then the next time I come around, bye, Dee Dee. See, they're still, so let's work on. So I'm going to take quinacridone gold, quinacridone magenta, and a little burnt sienna. And then I want something relatively small scale. I think I'll use this new one from Stencil Girl. And I'm going to just stencil this. I'm kind of going more for a tone on tone. This is going to end up in the background. I'm not going to go over those papers right now, though. Hi, Stephanie. I'm not even going to worry about getting them straight at this point. Because they're just a bottom layer. That one shifted. That shifted again. Okay. My oxide should be here tomorrow. I don't know. I think my Stencil Girl stencil order will be here by Thursday. Okay, so that's pretty good. I have some extra paint here. I have some extra. All right, and I'm just gonna connect areas of this. Thinking of it like trailing across the page. Okay. Let's go dig some more and find a different pattern to use with this. Same, I'm going to use same paints. But different pattern. And I'm just about out of that paint. So I'll just come through. Yeah, I'll just come through, and the first layer, I like using these paints because I like the translucent. I will say that one of the things that I will come back in and do too is I will come back in and make sure that all the paper is coated and like glued down, because I just tacked it down, and make sure that the matte medium coats everything so that all that is sealed in the paper. So then usually what I would do is dry that real quick. Right, and then we'll just keep working on this page for a few minutes. I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna use some of this Mississippi mud. And I have a sand color. And these are craft paints. When I go to the second layer of paint, I've been using the more opaque paints. I think I'm going to use this same. I think I'm going to use the same and I'm going to use the same sponge. So I might get some of that quinacridone gold that's in there. And I'm just going to start seeing if I can't get some of that laid over. In places. And I kind of like to go on the edge where I'm trying to like meld two together. You can use a baby wipe if you need to wipe something back. And I'm not super worried about like the paper getting covered. And this is just the sand without the Mississippi mud now. So it should be a little brighter. All right, so that's that color. All right. Now we need to go dark. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Eileen. Did y'all go to Johnny's sale? All right, I'm going to go raw umber. Next, And I'm going to put a little Prussian blue in there to darken that. Okay, I'm going to make these whites connect in the final. So I think I want to kind of come alongside. Some of that. Okay, put that there. Okay, kind of liking that. And then there's some areas where I got paint where I don't necessarily want it. If I work fast enough, I can usually diminish those or lift them. Now I didn't gesso, so it depends how fast you move, what you can do. I don't want to do too hard on this paper. Thanks, Dottie. All right, so let's put that paint somewhere else. Let's put some on here because I put that to fix that. I could push back a little bit on that. There it is. There's the stencil I was looking for. And then I'm going to take the work some of that back off. Okay, that's kind of helping push that together, bring back some of that navy. In fact, I might even come in with some of that green here and there too. think that looks better. And then we can bring that green back here and there a little bit. This is a good way to use up a bunch of your old paint too. All right, so now we need the sidewalks up. And I got to work this in sections. Because I definitely want to wipe back. And then if I need to, I can come back and add some blue markings if I need to. Try and just use the edge of my, that's better. Just using the edge of my sponge. And let's make this come out here a little bit. And let's bring this green and connect it to this green. Just move that stencil. Then I'm going to bring right down here too a little bit. Across that dark. Thanks, Deborah. Hi, Janet. All right, let's put some of this green down on the bottom here. That helped bust up some of that navy. I'll do that over here too. Thanks, Kathy. So I think that one I would say is done. Little green paint left. We'll just throw that green paint down. Here. I'm not going to really, because it's going to get covered up. I'm not going to really worry about it too much, because it's going to need some turquoise. And that blue's all gone. We'll stick. Okay, we'll go back where we were. We were over here on a seems like we were on a peachy pink page. Yeah, we were over here. All right, now we need, let's go white because we can. Okay. I don't know if I want to use this stencil again. This one's a good, but it will make it a lot of white. You know, like this is a good organic stencil, but I think it's too much white. It's either using this again. I think I'm going to use this again. And come off the paper. Bye, Tracy. And this white is not the opaque white that I typically use. So it may. I may end up doing a lot of white and then doing some pushback again. Based on what I see and what I like. And then they'll hit a stage where I'll think, yeah, that's done. Hi, Allison. I'm thinking that I might use something when I get the new stencils. I might connect it, these browns, with the new stencil. Yeah, it's definitely a push and a pull. I do take, typically when I'm working by myself, I stop and take pictures along the way in this journal. So if I feel like I pushed it too far, I do have a digital version. So my main thing is I wanted to connect these bright whites here somehow, and I feel like I've done that. So I'm going to let this one marinate. And I know I have a page that needed green connected. This was more white. This one needed more white connected, so I'll do that real quick. Okay, then I need to soften the edges. This is getting too dry. And I'm just gently pulling back some of that. Let's take that and put that right there. My fingers are sticky, so the stencils are coming up on me today. Okay. See, and I took that out, and I think I like it better with it in. So I think I'm going to put the stencil back down and darken that back in a little bit. I liked how it connected that paper. Okay, let's go back in and decide where we want some brown. I want to come out of there eventually. Yep, there's always gesso. Okay, I bought out of white paint here, so this will Be good. Let's take this right here. Okay, I think that's okay. Kind of leaves some white on there. The white's gone. Used all that paint up. Okay. I think I'm going to go back to quinacridone gold. And there's a couple areas that are too white that need some. That was one big area. There's another little area that could use a little bust up. Up here. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, I'm going to try going to this one with just the raw umber. I'm not going to add any Prussian blue this time. I'm leaning towards adding a touch of black. Okay. I don't know if I want to use this stencil or not. Oh, I know what I might try doing on this one. Let's use this mask of numbers. No, we don't want a mask. We want numbers, though. We use that Timmy one. And we'll connect some of this with numbers. Okay. I might have to hit. I need a little brush. Hitting too close to the curve, the edge of that. Let's 2 and 6, and let's do. This has numbers on it too. Let's do a big 2. I need more paint. Yeah, I'm trying to like connect that, kind of be my almost my last layer, I think, the letters. I have some other stencils with numbers that I would think I want to use too. This Andy Skinner stencil also has some numbers on it that I like to use. Okay, I think that's connecting everything here pretty good. Let's use a 1. In here. Let's put 375 up here. And then we'll put the little numbers right in here to fill in. Maybe an 8 right there. I was trying to make some go sideways, different sizes. Hi, Helen. All right. Let's use the big 5, the 1, and the 4 right in here. I think I'll use the 7 and the 8. And that 6. That's good. And let's take the little numbers right here again. With that 3. Put the 1 right in here. All right. Let's scooch this over. Use a 7 there. Got a sideways 5 in here. little 0 right there. Just finding some small numbers to fit in the gaps here and there. I don't like that one. So I'm just going to take it out. And go with a little 2. Three, 3, 7. And a 71. Just trying to tuck some smaller numbers. Sideways 5. Some of these numbers are hard to read. Let's do a 4 and a 2 up here. And there's part of like a... All right, I think I'm going to call that one done. Again, it's very busy, but it's just a background. The concept is that someone else would come in and add a focal point to it, that it wouldn't be finished, that it's just a background, and that someone could use it in partial, or print it and tear it up, or print it and put it in there and use it. So that's the whole concept behind the journal. It's not that they're finished pages as such, but that they're finished backgrounds that could be then later used by someone to do a scrapbook layout or a daily journal. So I think I'm going to go ahead and stop today. I find that I do better if I just do short sessions and then come back than if I try to push it. So most likely, like the next, I want my other stencils is what I need. That's what I'm kind of waiting on, is I really want those other stencils that are coming. And those other, I saved some white pages for those other inks that are coming that I ordered. I've been trying to order more organic stencils. And then some of the, you know, like this, I want a blue in here. I know I want a blue in there. But some of them I just know, like this one, when I hit this stage, I knew I was done. At first I thought, oh, I wanted to put gray in there. But then I knew. So you just, I know when I hit some of them are overworked and they're busier than others. But it's just play. And like I said, then I can create along the way. And I may just zoom in when I do the camera. I may just end up zooming in on like a section. Like, you know, I may just look at a piece and not its entirety. And then I don't know what I'll do when I'm done with the journal. My first thought was to cut it up and make like a Midori style journal. But I have a feeling the pages are going to be too thick for that. Hi, Brooke. Now I'll flip through, Brooke, so you can see where we're at. Done. Let me zoom the camera in on one. It would help. That's basically edge to edge. All right, so this one I consider done. This one I'm considering done. In fact, some of these are already up in my Etsy store as digital backgrounds. This one I'm close to being done. I feel like I need some more soft brown maybe in there in some areas. And maybe a touch of teal. But I'm not positive about the teal. So, but I definitely feel like I need some more of that Mississippi mud in a few of these places. This one, I'm on the fence. My heart tells me that it should be done. Yeah, I've got pictures of all, I've got JPEGs of all of them as I've been going along. Yeah, just maybe a little bit of teal on here as to pop. Because there's a little teal in this background that I might have some teal trail. This one might need some dark brown. I haven't decided. Hi, Lisa. This one I want blue on because there's blue in this paper. So I definitely want some blue. And I think I want to go dark blue and then light blue on top possibly. This one is done. I like it where it's at. This one is done. This one is done. Obviously not done. These are the pages I inked with ink tints. This one I think is done today. I think that this one is done. This one is not done. It is going to get numbers on it, but then it's going to get other layers. Not done, obviously. So these are just some inked pages I didn't collage yet. And all that was just ink tints. I think this one might need another piece of this paper is kind of right in here. And I kind of feel like it needs that other pop of paper. Because and then it might need some green. The other thing I have coming is I have the Sennelier little pens, paint pens. That you can scribble with. And this might need some scribble work. I'm thinking potentially in black. But or I didn't get a green pen, but it could need some scribble work in green because I do have paint pens. But it needs more layers of paint. And I think I'll just let these papers pop, but I do think it needs a little bit more to connect it. This needs more, but I don't know what. I think this needs to wait for the new stencils. This one needs help. It needs more green. It needs some, and I think it needs like cubed, something cubed. This one I need to do something with. I haven't decided. I'm going to wait for the other distressed oxides because I may put the stencil back on and use other stencils and the distressed oxides using like the brushes. So I'm waiting on that one. This one needs cream, I think. And then maybe black scribbles or stamping. This one, I am leaning towards done. This one I'm done. This one needs dark stuff on it to connect these papers, but I'm waiting on stencils again. This is one I just started today, so it definitely needs work. These are just inked pages, waiting. This one needs something. I don't really know where I want to take it, so I'm just ignoring it for right now. This one also needs different stencils, I think. And it may not need a lot. It may just need like some numbers or letters in blue to fill in these holes. And then it'd be done. I like what I have going on here. So it may just need some steampunk type stencil work. This one is the other one that I think needs more cream. These are too stark here. So it needs, again, I'm waiting on stencil work, I think, on this one. This one needs more. This is just a first layer. It needs the white to kind of do something, maybe in a grid. I'm thinking that map ATC might be kind of cool on some of this. This needs paint. This, I don't know what I want to do with it, so I'm just leaving it for right now. And then I'll come back. Might need new stencils. This one I think is done. It maybe got a little too muddy in places, but this one I'm done. This one needs paint, obviously. Paint. This is where I'm going to put some of those other colors that are coming, and probably some Lindy's. Needs paint. Needs paint. This is what we collaged today with scraps. And they all need gel medium over the scraps to help them out, to make sure they're down. And then this again needs more ink on these pages. Oh, there's a gray one I missed today. So that needs collage paper. I think I want to try to find some more of this paper to put over here, but maybe not even. And these are collage and we'll need paint. These are collage and we'll need paint. And then these will need more. This will be neutral. And actually, these will be neutral. I'm thinking like in the browns and beiges. So what I tried to do was go like pinks and purples, back to yellows with some reds to the blues. This will go, and this will go to the greens and the browns, and back to the neutrals. Yeah. Well, you know what I found when I was cleaning something? I found this is actually Comp Journal 0 that I started, and then I got distracted, and I'm probably going to come back. I need to come back to this. And this was like trying like color combos. So I just washed the paint a color on the background, and then this was all blues. So I put, and this was January. I was doing it by the weeks of the year, but then I got distracted and didn't actually I don't like to journal like that. And so then I was trying to do color combinations. So finding photographs that I liked from magazines. I think I'm just not going to worry about the months, and then just harvest some photos that I like. And then from those photos that I like, do color combinations. I was trying to make it fit a calendar when I first started doing it. And then I got in a slump where I was like, well, I don't know really what is February, what pictures. I just don't have that many of this type of magazines. I don't really want to go invest in a bunch of those types of magazines. So I think that I'll just give myself permission to go back in it and just do color combinations, and maybe even take like leftover pieces of paper and punch or ink projects when I have little scraps left, and do it kind of that way. But this was supposed to be, this is Comp Journal 0. This is supposed to just be color combo of my, like, this just shows you different things that I have that are these color combos. So I might use the paint chips with this and do a lot with paint chips and punches. So I need to just, when I'm sitting watching TV, pull out a bunch of pictures, but not worry about it being seasonal. I had forgotten that I started it. So if I stack them, in order at the project, that 0 is color combinations, 1 is backgrounds with my artwork, 2 was supposed to be more abstract, and it mostly is abstract backgrounds. This one is just starting with marks, and I haven't gotten very far because I really found like I don't like to doodle. But I'm going to force myself to doodle in here more, and then add some layers of color, and then probably scrape paint and stencils. So 3 I kind of abandoned because I just wasn't sure. And then 4 is the one that was working light to dark, was the whole concept initially, and doing it kind of Mary Beth Shaw type. So that will give me, that gives me 3 that I'm working on out of the 5. And at least 11 or 10 of this type. I still have 10 of these journals left, the grids. But I may end up using 1 or 2 of them for school when we start filming. I haven't decided. Yeah, I just can't. I just don't know what to doodle. That's my problem. I'm just not. I just am like can't sit. I don't like the marks that I make. I just don't. I did do some random numbers, just because they're supposed to get covered with paint and gesso. This one, I think I'm going to do stuff and then gesso. I may spray the Delusions in here again and do stencils on top of the gesso Delusions, and I might do some black gesso and play with some black gesso in here. Yeah. Yeah, now is the time to get them. Now that back to school sales is the time to get them cheap. All right, guys, I am going to go ahead and sign off. Yeah, these are stitched and they have the, now the 2 that are done, I glued pages. 3 and 4, I did not glue pages. This one, I did start out gluing pages. So 0, 1, and 2, 0, 1, and 2 all have 2 pages glued together. 3 and 4 are just single pages right now. I might end up gluing on this one. I don't know. All right. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and go find out about dinner.